Meet the Robinsons is the most underrated Disney movie. Not actually, Princess and the Frog is better, don't at me. But it's underrated, and I'm here to explain why. This came out in 2007, the same year as Ratatouille. How is it even supposed to compete? Imagine if The Black Cauldron came out the same year as The Lion King. It's so unfair. But I'm not here to talk about how unfair the release date was. I'm here to convince you that this movie slaps. I mean, Princess and the Frog slapped harder, but... Okay, so Bart Simpson likes to invent things. I mean, he really likes to invent things. Like, this guy likes inventing so much, he's got a poster of Albert freaking Einstein in his room. I've got a poster of Minecraft. What does that say about me? So Bart's mom left him at this orphanage, probably because she doesn't like cringe babies. I mean, I don't blame her. So his roommate in the orphanage is this jabroni who looks like he'll end up at a dead-end minimum wage job as a cashier at Hot Topic. Bart has been at this orphanage for 12 years and is almost 13, leaving him basically screwed because who wants to adopt some teenager who wears a vest? Were vests even popular in 2007? But anyway, one of the main reasons he can't get adopted is because he likes to kill people with peanut allergies.
Mr. Harrington has a peanut allergy!
No wonder no one wants this kid. He'll kill you. What a dweeb. Honestly, killing people is bad. How do you not know that? You're like a super smart 12-year-old. So he realizes that he can remember what his mom looks like if he makes a memory scanner out of a radio, a piece of glass, an oxygen tank, and a spinny thing. It's got some wires. It also runs on a soda bottle, I guess. So while he's attaching a soda bottle to an oxygen tank, keep in mind it's powered to a radio, he's keeping his roommate with a future Hot Topic career awake, even though he has a baseball game the next day. I just can't believe how rude this guy is. So he brings it to the science fair.
Nope, I've got the caffeine patch. It's my invention. Each patch is the equivalent of 12 cups of coffee.
Pizza here. Now, yes.
Super Mario in real life.
He meets a Tumblr user who tells him about the dangers of Reddit. Everything goes wrong, the coach gets fire ants on him, yada yada yada. Okay, so this Redditor with a bowler hat comes to destroy the memory scanner because he didn't get enough upvotes in Reddit Gold on his Wholesome 100 Keanu Chungus meme that he posted on r/teenagers. And he actually succeeds, a bit too well, actually. So Bart decides to give up on invention by tearing every page from his book of inventions. You'd think that someone who can crack the hippocampus with a liter of Shasta would know better than to tear all his pages out, but I guess he's still 12. But then, Sir Tumblr comes and pushes him off a roof in an assassination attempt. Like, this kid got his dreams crushed and pushed off of a roof in the span of less than 10 minutes. It kinda makes you feel bad for... Wait, what? So it wasn't an assassination, it was just a kidnapping. Okay, that makes it so much better. He kidnaps Bart and takes him into the future, where he takes him to freaking Todayland. I want to go to Todayland, maybe they have a functional people mover. But they start fighting over whether or not it was funny when Richard turned himself into a pickle. Of course it was, there's nothing funnier. And they crash the time machine. Do you have the faintest idea how expensive those things are? Clearly not. If you did, you wouldn't have smashed it as carelessly as you did. Then the Tumblr user takes them to this awesome mansion where Robin Williams from Innoventions lets them in, and we finally get the house tour we've always wanted. And now we're left with one problem. Well, two actually. I'm not sure if they're the same problem or not. Well, and now we're left with 1.5 problems. The bowler hat Redditor has the only other time machine. Meanwhile, the funny Redditor whose favorite subreddit is r/teenagers wants to crush the dreams of a poor little orphan boy by showing Kingpin from the Spider-Verse about the soda radio before even figuring out how it works. What a doofus.
Allow me to show you how it works. First, we turn it on. That's not it.
So he gets a boot to the head as punishment for being a real doofus in the presence of Kingpin.
Watch
So he needs to devise a new plan. Most likely pushing Bart off a roof, but we all know how that went last time. He decides to go back to the future after already being in the future because he came from the future, but he needed to go to the past and return to the future once more in order for his plan to work out. So meanwhile, Bart screws up another peanut butter gun that would make a really good way of checking which people have a peanut allergy if you don't want to ask everybody individually, and learns about the value of becoming a complete failure. But Mr. Reddit has come up with a plan so evil, so diabolical, so genius, scientists still haven't found a way to counter his attack. And legend has it, the plan, he put a hat on a frog. Yeah, it's a frog with a hat on. You can see here the frog, and right on top of his little noggin is a tiny little puny hat. See? Hat. Frog. Easy. This hat right here, you should be pretty familiar with it. It's a freaking mind control device. Who would make this? This isn't a helping hat, this is a stupid dumb idiot hat. Yeah. So the frog goes to apprehend the boy, but you know, he's a frog. This little guy's really short, and he has little arms. And me personally, I'm just not sure how well his plan was thought through. So he realizes he needs a better plan. You know, he put the Reddit hat on a dinosaur, like you do. Just a remote control Tyrannosaurus Rex, just to apprehend some 12-year-old. Senior Reddit doesn't want him dead, but he just got a T-Rex to capture a child. You know, like you do. And Adam West piles the dinosaur on pizza dough, but that doesn't contain him for long.
Okay, everybody, this dino's deep dished.
The up until so recently deep dish dino escapes, and almost eats them, but can't break a scrawny shovel before they knock the hat off of him and he just rolls around like a stupid idiot. His family, as any family would be, is very curious as to the origins of this freaking dinosaur. I still can't get over this. It's just so cool, it's so big and intimidating and kinda hot. And the family confesses that they want to adopt this kid, but Twitter Kid knocks his head off to reveal that they asked to adopt Bart Simpson. Like, no, you can't adopt Bart Simpson. He already has a family, you doofuses. Didn't you watch anything on the Fox network from 1990 to 2010? You goofballs, get out from under your futuristic rock and learn about culture, please. But they realize that after a couple seconds, and they kick him out before he immediately gets kicked out by El Reddit Hombre. Gallowboob takes him to his lair to reveal that he never got the job at Hot Topic. He instead became a Reddit troll who crawls around the disgusting septic tours of r/gaming and r/funny. Guys, this is so sad. Can we get an unepic, nobody like that, unwholesome 100 not Keanu Chungus moment? So just as all is about to be lost, they come and rescue Bart Simpson, but Robin Williams gets dead. I mean, really dead. There's no recovering from that, honestly. If that happened to me, I'd, die or whatever. And now El Redditorio knows how to operate the soda-powered radio. I mean, I'd like to know how to use it too. Can you show me? He shows it to Kingpin successfully because he did research like you should for a school project. I'm looking at you, Augustine. I had to do that all by myself. Thanks for the help. Bart wakes up in a complete dystopia, and after a quick fly around of not crashing the time machine, I guess he played enough Microsoft Flight Simulator to know how to pilot a real piece of heavy machinery. He time travels right back to when the Reddit god is about to commit plagiarism in the presence of Kingpin, and he tells the hat with legs that he is never going to invent it.
I am never going to invent you.
Oh, okay, that's how the villain is dealt with? Really? Okay, I guess I could believe that. The main plot device of Back to the Future 2 was an almanac, but after that series of events, he returns to the future with Mr. Reddit and everything is okay. Gallowboob gets really sad, so he goes back in time to wake him up just in time for him to catch the ball. how is he sleeping while standing up? If I had that ability, there's a 90 to 95% chance that I would use it whenever I could. Like, do you know how long that stupid marriage speech is? I don't have to wait through all that. I'll just wake up when he says I do. So Bart meets his older self and sees all of his inventions. And old Bart's favorite invention was the soda-powered radio. Honestly, it's my favorite invention too. Like, imagine if we just ditched fossil fuels and used Dr. Shasta instead. That would be so cool. So after a talk with his older self, Bart returns to the past. It's here where he goes back to the past and shows off his invention. But this time it works, and this is the first time we get to see it in action. He uses it on Miss Barium Cobalt Einstein Kool-Aid, and we see her marrying Bud. What is this jabroni doing here? I mean, I guess we could have taken the hint when he said,
Baking cookies. Bake them cookies, Lucille!
but that's cool. So they adopt Bart and take him to a building that looks very familiar. Meet the Robinsons is about looking ahead towards a brighter future. I think it would be much more appreciated if it came out in 2006 or 2008. I mean, what else came out in those years? The Wild? Bolt? I mean, these other two movies came out that no one knows about, but I've never heard of them, so I'm just gonna ignore them. It's a funny, sweet, and emotional movie. It's genuinely really good. Plus, it has some Redditor representation. Rise up!
'Cause I'm playing Nintendo, I might lose a friend though.